According to Ferrariolo et al., a mobile device is a portable computing device that is small enough that it can easily be carried by people, can work without a physical connection, has local, non removable storage, and can be turned on for a long period of time through a self contained power source. The term mobile device is a blanket term for any handheld computer, but is often interchanged with smartphones. Other examples include tablets, e readers, laptops, and wearables like smartwatches. Lithium ion batteries are part of the reason that makes a mobile device a mobile device. It allows users to operate it for extended periods of time after a single charge. Due to its low discharge rate, which allows the device to hold a charge for longer durations, and ability to store 150 watt hours per kilogram of battery, which can store copious amounts of energy. However, as discussed in the Week 4 lecture, it is important to note that lithium mining has serious environmental concerns. Not only does it destroy the physical environment, it also emits large quantities of carbon dioxide and poisons reservoirs. It's important to remember that in order to create these powerful devices, our environment gets destroyed as a result. Other features of mobile devices include touchscreen capabilities, internet and Bluetooth connection, and the ability to download apps. It's important to understand the history of mobile devices as it directly shaped their current form and functionality. In the 1970s, the first portable computers were invented. One of the first portable computers was the IBM 5100, invented in September of 1975. In the 1980s, the first computer tablets and commercial laptops were invented. The first computer tablets were Cambridge Research Z88 and Linus Technologies Write-Up, both invented in 1987. And the first commercial laptop was the Osborne 1, which was made in 1981. In the 1990s, the first smartphone was developed. IBM revealed the first smartphone, the Simon Personal Communicator, in 1992 and released it into the market 2 years later. It had touchscreen and email and fax capabilities. In the 2000s, smartphones could connect to the internet when Apple released the first iPhone. This allowed users to surf the web in real time. In the 2010s, voice assistants for mobile phones were developed, first created for the iPhone 4. Now, almost all mobile devices use it, like laptops, tablets, and smartwatches.
Mobile phones have undergone many milestones throughout the last several decades. In 1973, the first mobile phone was introduced with calling capabilities. In 1992, SMS texting was introduced in mobile phones, which would be a very important way of communicating. In 1996, internet capabilities were introduced to mobile phones, which would lead to more usability. In 2001, Bluetooth was introduced to mobile phones, which would become much more important as technology advanced and wireless connections occurred more often. In 2007, a touch-based interface would be introduced to mobile phones. This led to more screen space and improved the usability of mobile phones. This kind of phone would become more popular as the years passed.
Mobile phones have become so integrated into our daily lives that they can be considered as an infrastructure, given by the fact that we notice just how much we do with our phones when we accidentally forget it or break it, which was one of the descriptions given by Susan Laystar. According to Pew Research Center, 85% of Americans own smartphones in 2021. Phones have become so important that they can be considered almost equivalent to a person's social security number because it holds so much important identifiable information. A lot of real-world functions can be done through the phone, for example, banking apps. Not everything about mobile phones are doom and gloom. We have all heard about the metaverse, and Facebook has also showed some cool demos such as a virtual workstation where the screens of the laptop were virtually extended through AR lenses. That's why there have been a lot of idealizations where mobile devices become so small and powerful that they can fit in a lens or a glass, similar to Google Glass but with a much more refined design. We all know that our phones are constantly collecting data. Recently, concerns has been raised if companies should have that data to begin with. An article from New York Times showed just how easy it is to get a picture of someone's life just from their location history. Algorithms have also become very integrated in the apps and websites we use, and the algorithms learn our habits, likes, and patterns to create a virtual data double through such datasets. That double is used for targeted advertisements in most cases, but there have been concerns regarding more nefarious uses. There have been studies that link usage of apps such as TikTok linked with worse mental health, which means if the algorithm was tweaked to show users more posts that had a negative effect, it can be a new form of cyber warfare. A new phone is always exciting, but it also has its consequences. People change smartphones around every 2 years, which leads to the next fact. According to the BBC, 5 billion phones were thrown away in 2022. Although a phone may look insignificant, it is made out of a lot of precious minerals and metals that can be extracted. Some major components of mobile phones that could be recycled are their processors, batteries, metals such as aluminum, steel, gold, and copper, and many more. But only 17% of the e-waste globally is recycled, which means that 83% of it is just getting trashed and sitting around. This means more mining for new phones and more reliance on mines such as the cobalt mines that we discussed in class.
Mobile devices have had many impacts on the daily lives of their users. I'll briefly go over the negative impacts of them. To start off, many have become dependent on their mobile devices. According to Radu, 66% of Americans have nomophobia, which is the fear of not having their mobile phone with them. 84% of American adults use their phone while they work, which hinders company profits. And finally, the average adult spends about 150 hours on their phone every month. It's very evident that we have become too dependent on our mobile devices. Another negative impact mobile devices have caused is create mental health and social problems. Mobile devices were at the forefront when the COVID-19 pandemic hit, and many turned to their mobile device to pass the time or chat with their friends. In a sense, this hinders their physical social skills, which causes them to struggle to communicate in real life. Also, mobile devices tend to host many social media apps, which are known to cause depression, anxiety, and other sorts of mental health problems. The last negative impact mobile devices have had are a mass surveillance problem. It's known that mobile devices are being monitored by governments as they track your data and your history. And even outside of the government, everyday people also participate in surveillance when they record you in public without your permission. On a lighter note, mobile devices also do have positive impacts on society. First is an enhancement in communication. A phone can call anyone from anywhere around the world nowadays at the push of a few buttons. That's pretty impressive. They also allow for businesses and organizations to go virtual, which is great if they cannot meet in person. The second positive impact is efficiency. Devices like laptops allow for remote work, which allows for companies to continue earning profits without having to go in person. Mobile devices also confine a lot of everyday things into a small device, like a phone, by adding a calendar, a camera, or even a clock into the palm of your hand. The last positive impact mobile devices have had are enjoyment or entertainment. Mobile devices can host a bunch of things like movies and videos for users to enjoy through apps like Netflix or Hulu. They also host a wide variety of video games for the user to enjoy, allowing them to be entertained whenever and wherever they want.
In conclusion, a mobile device is a portable device that is small enough to be carried by people, wireless, and can be turned on and off, powered by a self-sustaining battery, and is likely made of lithium. The first mobile device was a portable computer invented in the 1970s and developed into a more advanced small digital supercomputer with additional features such as voice assistance. The invention was created and advanced throughout time, changing social, political, and cultural boundaries and norms. New concerns arise as to the development of mobile devices. Issues such as privacy have become more prevalent, dependency on mobile devices is common, and the advancement of virtual reality and immersive digital experiences is becoming more prevalent. The impacts of mobile devices are a double-edged sword, since it relates to many health problems and heavy psychological dependency on these modern digital devices. Concerns of mass surveillance are arising with governments wanting to spy on their citizens. However, it isn't all bad since we can appreciate how far we've come to enhance our communication, efficiency in day-to-day menial tasks, and entertainment. With all that being said, that fulfills our final objective of addressing the evolution of mobile devices and their contribution to information science. One last thing before the end of the presentation, here are some of the predictions for the future of mobile devices. One of the advances to the technology is the integration of mobile cloud computing as a potential feature that may be standard to all future mobile devices, since cloud computing software can help boost storage and processing capabilities within the access range of mobile devices, ultimately making them more powerful, faster, and hold more storage. This advancement can also provide decentralized platforms, since the devices rely on many cloud servers for computing needs instead of a single location. Cloud computing also provides real-time data processing by connecting to the resources geologically closer to the mobile device. Our last point is that we will have a global shortage of lithium batteries. It is predicted that the world's lithium resources will likely be depleted before 2025 by Wenger 2011. Wenger also argues that lithium technologies must be supplemented by alternate energy sources such as metal air batteries, bioelectric batteries, and hydrogen fuel cell powered batteries. Lithium recycling is advocated, but the recycling process itself must also be sustainable, even though it's cheaper to dump old batteries. However, many immediate recycling efforts can also have enormous economic and environmental benefits. Overall, we need to find a balance between using toxic material and finding alternatives to improving device longevity.